And the Armour All Pole Position Award for this weekend in Townsville. For the first time this year, Jack Elsgood, the Cooper's Clear Falcon, just over a tenth of a second faster than Grant Johnson. It's the second pole of the year for Ford.
The first race of the weekend was set to be an epic showdown. After Elsgood grabbed pole, just 16 points separated the two championship front runners.
11 laps ahead in race one, and believe it or not, these two on the front row are actually teammates, even though they're in different cars. But it's Johnson with his nose in front, but he's on the wrong side for turn one.
But on board with Kim Jane with a new line inboard, down the inside of Chris Pither, a bit of a tank slapper.
Got the move done. Chris Pither on the outside. It's bump and bash down at turn two. Charlie Kovacs is on the way through. Andrew Fisher, the big loser.
Johnson stalked Elsgood for several laps, waiting for the right time to pounce.
Look at Elsgood's car moving around under brakes. Very defensive on the way in though, Aaron. Grant Johnson looking for the switchback.
And Jack wants to slow him down at the apex of this corner, but he hasn't been able to do it because the Commodore is back down the inside for this right-hander that brings them back into Reed Park.
Oh, the grunt of the Holden. He got good drive, did Grant Johnson. Now Jack Elsgood switching back. Grant Johnson bouncing it off the curb.
Oh, and Elsgood is back in front.
Elsgood was doing everything in his power to stay in the lead.
While these guys are battling, you've got third place who are hunting them down, getting closer and closer, but this has been a race-long battle. Is it going to be Johnson up the inside?
Great move. He was on the outside for the sweeper, but it's up the inside at turn 13, and Elsgood cannot do a thing, so Johnson is through to the lead.
He tried for the switchback. It's taken him 9 laps, but can he hold him now? 2 laps to go.
The number one car was not giving up without a fight.
Talk about cutting corners. That's crazy.
But the series leader was putting on a show for the crowd.
Grant Johnson lighting it up.
And Elsgood was left to rue what could have been.
Well, he's taken up the fight in this race, Jack Elsgood, but...
That's awesome. Good stuff.
Lights ablaze. Johnson does it again. He takes the win. They were the two dominant performers. Kim Jane in third, Ryle Harris and David Cedars, new engines for those two drivers in the top 5. Gary Baxter just outside the top 10, and Steve Hodges rounds out the 20.
Jack, so close to your first race win of the year. Not to be. What happened?
With a few laps to go, the car started throwing coolant onto the windscreen. Temperature went to about 135, so I just looked after it, and Grant was putting pressure on me the whole way, and he drove exceptionally well, and in the end he was too good for me.
Grant Johnson, you've now got 5 race wins. Jack Elsgood has got 0. It's not fair.
I'm greedy. That was an awesome race. I really had a lot of fun, and it was just a pity that Jack had a bit of a heating problem at the end there.
It's going to be good fun in the next race because we all know what happens. You could start anywhere.
Yeah, I've got to do the draw again. I'm the only one that's done the draw, so I'm getting pretty good at it now.
And the number he's drawn is 12. Let's have a look at the grid. Reece McNally, as I mentioned, will start from pole alongside Gary Baxter, whose car's had its preparation changed to the Williams Race Tech team in between rounds. Of course, Grant Johnson and Jack Elsgood, dominators of race 1. They go back to 11th and 12th. Gary McDonald, a lot further back than we've seen otherwise in this season so far.
Tough work for him ahead because the guys in front of him, right back to 14th, 16th, they're all competitive.
19th is Graham Edwards, a local from here in Townsville, making his debut in the Ute Series. Down the back, though, Charlie O'Brien had brake problems in the earlier race, and Ben Dunn had a diff drama, so he will start the Storage King. That's the yellow Falcon right down the back of the grid. So the youngster Reece McNally against the experienced Gary Baxter. And look for Craig Donis, the green Thirsty Camel Commodore is right in behind. And look for the fast guys to charge through. SS Inductions in car with Donis round the outside of our pole sitter, but Baxter's got the lead. Now, where do you brake? That's the big worry.
I don't know, do you brake when the car in front has the brake lights come on, or do you think, no, I can go deeper? Certainly Andrew Fisher, who are riding with there, did it. And it paid off for him. He made a few positions, and now 3 wide into...
Brad Patton made a move, backed out of it. Andrew Fisher nailed him, and Ryle Harris, the bonnet on the Commodore, is popped.
Well, you saw Andrew Fisher get a nudge. Ryle Harris then got involved, and is he seeing where he's going? His head must be down looking at that very small gap underneath the bonnet.
He's doing okay. If that was you or I, we'd be in the fence by now. But
Speak for yourself.
Well, he's got to come in. There's no way they'll let him stay out with that. Chris Pither gee, this could be good. Oh, excuse me. David Cedars around the outside, but that's not going to flatten down by itself. He has to go to pit lane.
Bonnets, brake lights, everything's flying.
I thought I'd seen everything in the ute race, but I've never seen this before.
Mechanical black flag, car 58.
Yeah, no surprises there. That car has to report to pit lane, so Cedars makes the dive. Now Pither is trying to get through, but Harris wants to get to the pits, and it's off to the right. Gets there, just.
That's where it would have been up to the team of 42, the blue car there, to get on the radio and say, 58, Royal Harris needs to get into pit lane. As you said, there's no way he could compete with the bonnet up like that.
Well, speaking of competing, Gary Baxter is off and running. He's been spending some time in Alice Springs, so he's been hanging out in the warm weather since Darwin. Oh, Pither in the fence. What's going on here? I think he said that's Kiwi for the cars in drama. Jeremy Gray, big lunge. Brad Patton is involved as well, so they're all swarming on our pole sit in the youngster Reece McNally, who, by the way, has a birthday today. Happy birthday. Bang! When I turned 20, I didn't get whacked by all these ute races.
Andrew Fisher, great move up the inside, a lot cleaner than the one the lap before, which has caused the damage we see there on the front of the Jesus Falcon. Speaking of damage, that is awful amount of damage and tough to fix, and more damage still. Chris Pither. Now we see a replay. Oh, I owe Andrew Fisher an apology. It was Chris Pither into the back of Harris, who was into the back of Fisher, who was then into the back of Patton.
Yep, I got all that. Yep.
And if you have a look there, naked eye 3D. Naked to the eye for Royal Harris there. I don't know how he saw for the rest of that lap.
With great difficulty, I would guess. And this is what happened to Pither. Oh, Grant Johnson, a mark.
Oh, that's nasty.
And
Jack Elsgood.
Look at the left front. It's damaged and broken. Pither doesn't know it until now.
Oh, he's just given it a big bag of revs, dropped the clutch, and it's just speared straight right into the wall.
Mate,
more damage still.
You're really fast.
Baxter leading. Dontis is on him. The Thirsty Camel Commodore is flying. They're getting to grips with this Commodore. Remember that Dontis in the past has driven a Falcon, but he is hooked up and flying, and he's bumped into Baxter. Can you believe this? Baxter, though, hangs onto it and makes it around the corner.
Are these guys serious? I mean, that speed is intense. He's surrounded by concrete.
What's your pit lane speed?
Did you hear that? That was a radio to Craig Dontis. He has a pit lane penalty. Not for this. He jumped the start.
Unbelievable.
Ouch.
He's showing great speed. I think Baxter braked a little bit earlier than he was expecting, because Baxter, of course, was to the inside. Here's the replay.
Here you go. Look, rolling.
Rolling. That is a tough call, but the right call.
Yep, true.
Now,
Brad Patton on Jeremy Gray.
and we know Jeremy Gray likes getting in and amongst it. New to the scene, but he's making his mark.
SS Inductions in car will go to pit lane.
Gave Gary a bit of a touch-up there, and he just braked so damn early.
That's exactly what you said.
40K.
As Fisher grabs Brad Patton.
Look at Cedars, full opposite lock. Nails it for way too early, but geez, that looks good.
You're getting excited, but it's slow. Look how slow he is down the straight because of it.
I don't care, mate. I want to be entertained, and that is entertaining.
Yeah, true. Can't argue. DBA in car with Fisher. Brad Patton has been pretty solid this year. He's good on the brakes as well. Has a little bit of a look. Not quite close enough. Look at Kim Jane in the background, making big moves.
I'm thinking about the next Gloria Jean's coffee. The signage on the back of that Jesus Falcon is unbelievable.
Look at the damage, though.
There's a lot of work to be done between race 2 and 3 for that team, and that team, and that team.
Just all of the above. D, option D. We jump on top, on the roof of Kim Jane's Commodore, and Cedars is sideways again. Kim will like what he sees.
Oh, there he goes, he's into it again. Go, boy. And again, a little bit loose at the back under brakes, a quick change of direction. Oh, debris on the track, no surprises there. Listen to Kim Jane trying to get the power down. There's dust, there's dirt. It's just drama everywhere.
The chase for Gary Baxter continues in Townsville.
You are fast with the nose guys. He's one by a long shot.
Who is on Andrew Fisher's side? Royal Harris, similar damage, bonnet went flying up. The Jesus car, look at it, and it hasn't flown up.
It's the divine bonnet pin. Look at this though, Kim Jane has got David Cedars, the Newlon Falcons, down the inside. Oh, he's in the inside, and Kim misses a gear.
Bit of pressure there, never goes astray. I saw a little bit of blue smoke from Kim Jane's car, right there, the yellow one. We'll keep an eye on that.
The Newline in-car with Kim Jane, the former series runner-up.
How ironic, the Newline in-car. Looking forward at the Newline car that just passed him.
Just crashed into as well, by the way. Good, tough, hard V8 Ute racing. And we said at the start of the show, we thought the boys would loosen the shackles this weekend. We were right.
Absolutely. And I've got to say, credit to Cedars there, the white car in front, really loose at the back of the car under brakes. He is right on the limit of braking in that car.
Talk to me about Jeremy Gray, the Rockstar Falcon, the Black Machine running second in the race. Rookie, has got a lot of experience in two-wheel competition as Cedars makes a nice move on Brad Patton. But Jeremy Gray, from the first round in Adelaide, was not afraid of any of these guys.
We come back to that as Kim Jane takes advantage of Cedars' move. Listen to the down change. Big lock-up, big push in the rear. Patton's not giving up. Kim Jane, Cedars sideways again, drops a wheel in the dirt. It's going to be 3 or 4 wide as McNally decides to play.
If he keeps driving sideways, we're going to need some CPR in the commentary box because this is good stuff. Kim Jane's through on the inside, McNally's around the outside. Battle at the brakes, turn 2.
And now the old hands, people like Kim Jane, who are starting to feel the pressure on board now with Jack Elsgood, who gets great drive.
Baroto in car, and he is just cruising through. He just glided up onto the tail of that pack, and he's going to pick them off one by one.
And there's McNally in the NRW-sponsored car, blue and white top of screen. We talk about him, we talk about Jeremy Gray. Rookies in this category are just coming on gangbusters.
Great shot here of this left-right sequence through the parkland area, and then this hard stop into the chicane at turn 7, and again Cedars, the rear, just wants to swap ends.
Not sure that time that it was ideal. It's allowed Kim Jane to really put the pressure on.
Fisher closing in on Jeremy Gray despite having a car that looks like it's gone 8 rounds with Mike Tyson. It's still going fast. We ride on board the DBA in-car, and nice to see he's brought the coffee as well.
Unbelievable. Talk about product placement.
Should probably put the drink straw into that as well. Baxter hasn't been able to get away. The Falcons are starting to chase down the Commodore. Half race distance now. There's Cedars, the fight for 4th. Oh, he got a bump too from Kim Jane.
Kim Jane.
That the guys behind us, please. Tell me about the guys behind us.
Sounded like Andrew Fisher.
And Dave Cedars.
Andrew Fisher a little bit worried about these guys hunting him down, but I've got to say, they've got their own battle going on. Again on board with Jack Elsgood. You see Patton to the inside. Kim Jane ahead of that to the inside. Elsgood looking for the switchback on all 3.
And that's so smart by Jack, though. Staying away from the drama. He's going to benefit here. Look at Jane and Cedars. They are into it. Something's going to happen here. It just smells bad.
I think you're right, but number 1 on that car of Elsgood, you can see why. He's playing it smart, but at the same time, he doesn't want to be stopped because he's now got the pressure of McNally. Jeremy Gray has taken Baxter for the lead. That is incredible.
So the rookie, in just his 4th round of Ute racing, has got to the front. There he is. The Rockstar Falcon is rocking its way through.
Not only got to the front, as a rookie, he's got to the front in front of one of the most experienced guys out there.
Back with Fisher, DBA in car, down towards turn 11, and the hard stop of this right-hander.
That's a rock star performance. He's got 6 laps to go. If he hangs on to this win, that is just incredible. A rookie to win and pass the likes of Gary Baxter and hold out Andrew Fisher. But this battle continues. Kim Jane has just got the break on Cedars.
And there's another one joining in. Look behind, Gary Carson, another of the drivers who has been stepping it up this season in the Select TV Falcon.
Okay, 6 to go, and you're in P4.
Arston Carson, I love it. He is catching the back of this line. At Winton a couple of rounds ago was his best performance. He's absolutely joining in the battle now, but Elsgood.
This is Brad Patton, the Chill Falcon in front. And Elsgood not making a move, sitting back, waiting, probing, waiting for the mistake, and there it is.
Can he capitalise on it? Can he capitalise? Good drive, Jack. Let's get good drive.
Here's good drive. Graham Edwards, the young local, in his first run in the Utes, and getting introduced to things by Peter Burnett. It is on in the mid-pack.
Well, Burnett's trying to give him the introduction. Burnett's experienced it all. On his roof the whole lot. But how about Ben Dunn, the yellow red-ass Falcon, from the back of the grid in 8 laps? He's running about mid-pack.
He's up to 15th, and he started in 31st, so it's a phenomenal drive. Back in Townsville, race 2 of the Yokohama V8 Utes, and while we were taking a bit of a breather, Andrew Fisher was just going around turn 2 a little bit slower than normal and a bit too deep.
Tell you what, very lucky that Gary Baxter was aware enough to keep an eye on his mirror, but now Kim Jane's going to throw it in there on the inside. Oh, no!
Bang! And around we go. Hail Mary, our Father, spin it around, get it going. Could have been hit by somebody else, so it wasn't all bad.
Is Andrew allowed to get angry?
That's Kim Jane. That's Kim Jane's radio. He's got a damaged car.
Knocked the steering out, he said. Not only did he knock that out, he knocked this guy out. And look at that gear change. Andrew Fisher is one fired-up individual. And he also, look at the back there, has the exhaust dragging on the ground. That car has been munted.
What about the left front? Kim Jane has either got a tyre gone or suspension drama or steering. Either way, he is going to be lucky to finish this race.
It seems so unusual. The contact with Andrew Fisher's car was on the right front of Kim Jane's car, but the damage appears to be on the left front.
Steering issues.
That is true. There goes Fisher. He goes on by, so maybe a bit of poetic justice there. Yokohama replay, what's the take?
Well, Andrew had made the mistake which allowed Kim Jane to close in, but
that was where the damage is. Just there. There's the tag on the left front of Kim Jane's. And look at the wheel. It's hanging out already. What was your take? Was that Kim coming from too far back? Andrew in?
I'm just glad I'm an interested spectator.
How the splitters from that fence. Cedars and Patton, the two Falcon drivers, down at turn 2. New engine this weekend for David Cedars. Brad Patton.
The fastest lap of the race, you're really strong here. You've got 2 to go. You can surprise him with a brake manoeuvre.
A braking manoeuvre, a surprise. Surprise! Bang! I don't think that's what he meant.
No! I've been talking all race about Cedars and the attitude of the car under brakes getting a little bit loose. But Brad Patton right there, the back of the car dance. You watch the back of the car. Behind here, just there, gets a little bit loose. And all it takes under brakes is the slightest touch. And Cedars, boom, into the ball.
They said surprise him under brakes. I think he surprised himself. And judging by that, that's popped the radiator, so that car's out. Such a shame. Brad's had some good speed this year, but hasn't quite been able to stitch together a result.
And we just saw there in that shot, Ben Dunn also out of the race. A great shame for him. He'd passed nearly as many as 20 cars before his car decided to stop.
Reece McNally here. Remember, at the start of all this madness, he started from the front row of the grid on pole position. Elsgood's managed to get through. Remember, he started from 11th. He's up to 3rd. Cedars not done with yet. Closing in on Gary Carson, and you can see the Mendy sign on the back of that car. That's the Civil Earthworks business that did the track roadworks here in Townsville, so he should know his way around.
I've got to say, cracking job from that team. Jamie, Gary's wife, actually went door knocking the Wednesday of the event and said, hey, can you sponsor us? And they jumped straight on board, and Gary now running right near the front end, paying them back.
Elsgood, though, drives like these, they're the stuff that win you championships. We've talked about him not winning races, but in the reverse grid race where so many things can happen, we've seen it for the last 10 or 11 laps, he's got a clean or a relatively clean car. He's in 3rd spot, good points, good starting position for race 3. It's critical.
And I'm not convinced that we've heard the last of that incident with Grant Johnson either. Wouldn't be surprised to see a post-race penalty applied. But how about Jeremy Gray? A rookie, which we've covered already, rock star performance, awesome.
This car was quick with George Maniki behind the wheel. George is off now in the United States. Jeremy's taken over the ride and has done a great job. There's Gary Baxter, started 2nd, running 2nd, on target to finish 2nd.
Well, a master accumulator, Gary Baxter. I'm sure he's sick of finishing 2nd.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Better than finishing 3rd, but Jeremy Gray is going to go 1 spot better. The rookies and the young guns are standing up in the V8 Ute Series, and it's going to be Jeremy Gray who wins his first ever V8 Ute race solo and does it in style as Kim Jane limps to the line last.
And McNally managed to hold on to 4th. I lost track of everything there. Gary Carson lost the 2 positions to Cedars, and Fisher on the last lap to finish 7th.
What about Paul Williams, though? The West Aussie started 28th. He finished in 8th, clear of Kovacs and Gary McDonald. Grant Johnson ended up in 12th. Charlie O'Brien from the back of the grid to 14th. And down the field, Kim Jane did get to the line, 24th, and he gets some points. But Bridie's with our first-time race winner.
Jeremy, what a race, and congratulations. How tough did you find that reverse grid race?
It was, once I got through the first couple of corners, there was a lot of carnage, and I think we were just in the right spot at the right time, and we were able to get a break, and off we went with it, mate. So I'm really happy.
Kim Jane looking like a repeat of the reverse green in Darwin, and it all went wrong. What happened?
Saw a little bit of an opportunity there, and it was unfortunately only a little bit of an opportunity, and it didn't come off. So, penching one of my mate's favourite expressions, sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windscreen.